So here we go with part 2 of the child molester CHOMO in my home. The first part, just a recap, one of my stepfathers was a child molester, and we found out by way of my sister friend who is psychic, and she brought it to my attention. You have to watch part 1 so you can really get the details of it. So I left off where I got my brother to confess that yes, you know, the stepfather had been doing inappropriate things to him, and I told him that on this day you are set free, and you don't never ever have to worry about any of that ever happening again to you ever. It's over. You are free. So I called my sister girlfriend and let her know that it was absolutely true. And she gathered up her homies from the Bay. I gathered up my homies from the Bay. Got my pillowcase with the soda cans, and we went on a mission. To look for him. I knew where to find him, so we found him. He didn't want to come outside. However, his family members made him come outside. I'm gonna keep it PG. We made a citizen's arrest, okay? And during the citizen's arrest, he received the business, because I don't do no playing when it comes to the kids, when it comes to the children. You don't put your hands on the babies, the children, the kids, taking their innocence. And a family member of mine, my brother, oh no, it was all bad. He sat on the sidewalk as people took turns giving him the business. So I left because I remember on my way over there, I passed by an officer parked at a 7-Eleven. So I went back over there and let the officer know, hey, you might want to come over to, around the corner. We have made a citizen's arrest, and it's about to turn all the way bad if you all don't come and, handle that situation. So I ain't called the police. I walked up to the police car and let her know. She said, the police said, I'm on my lunch break. I said, okay, well, stay on your lunch break, and then whatever happens, happens. Anyways, I went back over there, continued to give him the business, and then the cop pulled up and she went ahead and arrested him. So, it really saddens me. It really saddened me that literally 2.5 to 3 months later, one of my best friends saw him at the doggone club, pointed him out to a group of people, and he saw that people started focusing on him, and he got up out of there. So you mean to tell me he spent less than 3 months in jail, and he did all of that to my little brother? It wasn't no one-time occurrence. This was ongoing every single day for 2 to 3 years, and it was all bad. I'm telling you, it was all bad. And do you know what else? This man was a school bus driver. He drove kids around. You better be careful. You better watch who your kids are around in your home and outside of your home. A school bus driver for Oakland Public School District. I thought things were a little bit off. Sometimes he would pull up in the driveway in the school bus with kids in the car, in the bus. And I'm like, why are you even stopping by the house? Why are you not taking these kids home? He didn't bring them inside the house, but listen, it's a part of the grooming process. He was, being their friend and being the cool bus driver guy. And all along, he liked little boys. So, it really disheartens me, and it disheartens me even to this day, because my brother didn't get the help that he needed. And that's no fault, to my mother, because she got him counseling. And, like I explained in the previous video, that he was diagnosed with mild retardation. So, some things, some places, and some people he just didn't need to be around. So he was around another boy, excuse me. He was around another boy that was also, I would just say he was also, had mild retardation or whatever. But them two did not need to be together. They ended up going to the movies one day. And by this time, my brother was probably like 12, 13 years old or something like that. Went to the movies and tried to molest another little boy. And the other little boy's parents called the police, made the police report. They removed my brother from the home, put him in juvenile hall. And the other guy that my brother was with, his dad worked for the juvenile hall system, and he got out immediately. Do you know that to this day in 2021 that my brother is still in the system? He never got out. He never got out. Do you know he went from juvenile hall to group homes, and at the group homes he was trying to do the same thing to other little boys. So he bounced from there back to juvenile hall, then CYA, California Authority, and then to jail, and then to prison. And then when he turned 18, my mother showed up at court, and he had the option to be released. My brother told the judge that he did not want to get released, that he wanted to go to prison. And the judge asked him, why do you want to go to prison? And his answer was, because I want to have sex with men. That was his excuse. He wanted to have sex with men. I did not want to believe that. I didn't want to believe that. But you know what? I had a nephew who was in CYA. Rest in peace. He passed away now. He was gunned down at Fright Night at Halloween. It was very devastating to our family. That's another story. He was he was in CYA. He ended up in there at the same time my brother was in there. And do you know, when he called, and we were on the phone with him, my nephew that is, and he said, and he was hard, like my nephew was hard. He said, check this out, little cousin is up in here, got people calling him Jennifer, and I'm gonna protect him best I can while I'm here, but I'm not gonna be here long. And that just like blew, I'm sweating right now. That just blew my mind, right? He up in there, got people calling him Jennifer. Let that sink in. My nose is flaring because I'm angry. I don't even know what to say next. So he ended up being transferred to like a mental jail hospital. I don't even know what they call them. I don't know what they call them, but it's jail, but it's a hospital. And that is where he has been all of these years. He bounced back and forth from that facility to prison, that facility to prison, and then now he's at that facility, and then that's just where he's been. So I talked to him on the phone. Like, you could, like, literally, you could just call, and, you know, somebody will answer the phone, and I'll ask to speak to him, and he'll get on the phone. I hear people, other guys in the background, like manipulating him, saying, you know, tell your sister that you need this, tell her you need that. You know, and it just really saddens me. It saddens me. I'm saddened by the situation. I'm saddened by the system. I'm saddened by why is he still there? You know, I have to say that if he ever got out, you know, at first I was like an advocate of like, he has to get out of there. But then he started writing letters. You know, he used to write letters to my mom saying, like, he was angry, saying like horrible things that he was gonna, that he had plans. He had plans to do horrible things to her, to my kids, to my nieces, in very, very graphic detail. Like, he really needs help. So your prayers are much needed. Lately, I've been getting more and more phone calls from him. More and more phone calls. He wants a Walkman. He wants CDs. He wants MP3 players. He wants, like, all of this stuff. And I want to give him these things. I want to send them to him, but I know that he's being manipulated by other people. So my grandmother, before she passed away, would send him like $25, you know, $25 a month. So I pick up, you know, from there and continue to send $25 a month. But all of this other stuff, it's being prayer from my brother and any child who doesn't have a voice that has experienced, you know, it's horrible. And I really can't really say much more about it. It's out of my hands. I have to put it in the hands of the Lord. Sometimes I feel guilty that I told him that day that you are free. You are free. You don't ever have to worry about that happening again. But now look at his life. He has never been released since he was like 13, 14 years old. 12, 13, 14 years old. And mind you, he is 12 years younger than me. I'm 50. Do the math. Alright. That was part 2. Y'all have a blessed day, morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you might be in the world. It's Drina from Drina's Haven 916 and Alternative Life Solutions. And that is part 2 of the child molester, CHOMO, in my home.